We should worry about the POW MIA flag that flies over government buildings now, honoring the hundreds of Americans still missing and still unaccounted for in Vietnam.
It's about time we're getting rid of that cult.
Yeah. Newsweek has declared, quote, that damn flag, it's a shroud. It smothers the complexity, the reality of what really happened in Vietnam. That
sure does.
Newsweek. Now, the good news is Newsweek sold for $1 a few years ago, so it's not like it's Newsweek. Oh, it's Newsweek? And, oh, panic.
That's not a joke.
No, it's sold for $1. Yeah.
$1.
It's like Newsweek is to news services that chiclets are to checkout stands.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I like chiclets.
Only
I don't know why
chiclets are more valuable.
No. I'm just saying that if you were looking in a grocery store of all businesses, you would find Newsweek next to the chiclets.
But
As you were like, oh man, the Newsweek, that's a business is only worth $1. I'll take that.
you made it sound kind of bad that Newsweek would like the flag taken down like the Confederate flag. But when you listen to the reason, I mean, it's because Richard Nixon invented the cult of the POW-MIA in order to, of course, justify the carnage in Vietnam in a way that rendered the United States as its sole victim. Duh.
Yeah, of course.
So, you remember the cult of the POW? When John McCain tried to get everybody to follow him back to Phnom Penh?
Yes.
Wherever he wanted us all to go?
Yes.
How many millions followed him back there in that cult?
For him to carry that flag of conquest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was embarrassing.
That's a flag of conquest. That's a flag that makes me say, get him.
How dare you paint the North Vietnamese as uniquely cruel and inhumane? How dare you do that?
Right. Who are you to say putting them in bamboo cages? Dislocating their arms and stuff is wrong.
Putting bamboo shoots up their fingernails. How much does that piss off those guys? I mean, I can't even imagine. It makes me so angry I can barely even talk about the story. If it actually happened to you, how would you feel?
It makes me like John McCain. That's how bad it is.
Yes.
It makes me really want to reach out to John McCain and say, dude, thank you for everything you've done.
And we should. For his military service, we should at least thank him for that. When he got to the Senate, not so much.
Right, you can say that. You just don't have to like him.
Yeah.
No, but this actually does make me want to hug him out. You know what I mean? Just make like, come on, John. Let me hug you.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's so offensive. But this is the left. They haven't moved on. They are still fighting. This is you know what people don't understand? The hippies are running the world. It's just the hippie culture. They were in the 1960s. They're now running everything. So of course they hate the Vietnam veterans. They have always hated the Vietnam veterans. Of course they are fighting this, right?
Yeah, it's the same stuff they were fighting in the 60s.
Same battles.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly the same battles.
Even though the whole Vietnam thing ended quite a while ago, and Vietnamese citizens live in the United States by the millions and have become excellent contributing citizens here and have businesses and, I mean... I was just watching the Food Network the other day, and they were featuring some great Vietnamese restaurants in Salt Lake City, Utah, of all places. That's how ingrained they are in our society now. Why are we still fighting that battle when it doesn't even exist?
This is his case for the MIA flag? Hey, they got great Vietnamese restaurants now.
We got over it a long time ago.
No, of course we have.
Got over it a long time ago.
I don't know if we know this, Glenn. Most of the arguments on the show revolve around food.
I know that. I do know that. One of the best writers that I have seen is Matt Walsh. He's a blogger. He's a speaker. He's a writer for The Blaze. And he's got the number one story, as he always does. Whenever he writes an opinion piece, they always go to number one. Yes, Target, I do want my daughter to conform to her gender. I just want to read the opening phrase here, the opening paragraph. You've likely heard by now that Target will be ending the segregated, apartheid-like conditions in their stores, getting rid of the gender labels on toys, games, and most other products. They'll also ban the colors pink and blue and tear down the barbed wire fence that separated the two areas, which apparently made it previously impossible for a girl to enter the boys section or vice versa. For the time being, There will still be a boy and girl aisle in the clothing department, but they assure us that they're keeping the labels out because of fitting and sizing differences, not because they would presume to insinuate that only girls should wear dresses. You can't blame Target. They're simply progressing with the times. The only problem is, in this progressive age, you don't progress by moving forward from one place to a better one in a more clinical sense, like dementia. If Target wants to set up their gender-neutral stores according to the ideological dictates of lesbian gender studies professors, fine. If they want to throw all their crap in a pile on the floor, fine. I mean, it works for Kmart. I really don't care. I guarantee the vast majority of the country never gave their layout a second thought to begin with. A few hypersensitive, hyper-liberal parents complained of gender segregation in the toy department. It makes kids feel deflated and chastised. And Target made that change to accommodate them. The sensitivities of the 0.001% outweighed the concerns of the 99.999% as usual. The whiniest and most feminist wheel got the oil as usual. In any case, the specifics of Target's politically correct marketing tactics don't concern me. What concerns me instead are some of the ideas surrounding all of this. Not all ideas Target pioneered. They're far from the first company to make this move. But the idea that progressives have been pushing for a long time, specifically the idea that gender roles are oppressive and that we should never, as parents, encourage our kids to conform to them. Progressives see the toy industry like they see everything, an ideological battleground, another politicized arena to defeat traditional concepts of gender and usher in this new, ambiguous dystopia where kids can live as amorphous, genderless, pansexual blobs of nondescript matter. This is an attitude, I think this attitude was profoundly illustrated in one email I received yesterday. Matt, you haven't ranted about Target going gender neutral. I assume you're against it, but I'm wondering if you can explain why. Everybody is making a big deal out of this, but why should gender norms be hoisted on our children? Do you really want your daughter to conform to her gender, or do you want her to be herself? Putting Target aside, it's this question I'd like to tackle. I won't attempt to defend every gender stereotype or gender norm, but I do subscribe to the radical theory that boys and girls are different and distinct from one another in complex, concrete, and important ways. And many of the dreaded norms are, well, normal and biological. It is precisely our role as parents to help kids conform to their gender, to their identity, and grow from boys and girls to well-adjusted, confident, masculine men and feminine women. He goes on, it is well worth the read. But we can't say that you should be a masculine man, a man's man. There's nothing wrong with being, let's say, me, but there's also nothing wrong with being a man's man.
I don't think he put the part about you, nothing being wrong being you in the article. That's not.
I'm taking some liberties with Matt's name here attached to it.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, there's no reason. And it's, again, as he points out, if you want to there's tomboys that want boys' clothes, and that
and
comes and it goes.
that.
There's nothing wrong with that. They can go and get them.
Right.
If gender doesn't mean anything, then it shouldn't bother those people going to the other genders areas. They have this weird fascination with it. At the same time, they say it doesn't matter at all.
Well, because they think that society is looking down on them.
Well, I thought you didn't care. Isn't the whole point here that you don't care about what society thinks?
No, but you obviously really, really super care.
Right. That is the hypocrisy. And it's a frustrating level of hypocrisy.
I think if these are the same people that are saying that gender doesn't matter, then I think they should stop doing the girls are strong too kind of thing. What is that? That new movement.
No, don't call them bossy.
Yeah, don't call them bossy.
How about the war on women? There is no war on women because there is no gender.
There's no woman. There's no such thing as a woman.
There's no such thing as a woman.
Haven't we discovered that gender is an artificial construct?
Yes, we have. So there is no war on women.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't take it anymore. I mean, we just all need to stand up and say proudly, boldly, no matter what anybody says. Be prepared to be hammered on Facebook, on Twitter, in real life, everything else. We just say, yeah, you know what? A guy's a guy and a girl's a girl. And that's all there is to it. And are there many different shades of that? Yes, I listen to the Glenn Beck program. He goes to Broadway shows. Okay? He's got more clothes in his closet than his wife does, and he goes out shopping for his wife. So I got it. There are many, many shades of men. But there's nothing wrong with saying you're a man. There's a few things as a man you should know. There's a few things as a man you need to understand. And one of them is you're the protector of the family. That's in you. You're the protector of the family. And if you don't think that's natural, you go ahead. You show me the animal kingdom. You show me that the mom bear and the dad bear are exactly alike. There's no difference between them. Show that to me. Show me there's no difference between a lion and a lioness. Give it a whirl.
I mean, there's no better representation in all the world of maleness than the male lion. He lays around in the shade all day.
Yeah, exactly right.
He just does nothing.
Exactly right.
Come on.
How dare you say that after what we've been through with the lion in Africa?
Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
He's the protector of the Zimbabwean people, we found out from Mugabe.
Yeah.